Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back along to OAKFIELD FARM. We have been busy since you last saw us here. We're out in the John Deere. We've got a brand new piece of equipment on the back. This is an Anderson bale chaser from the Anderson Group. We picked this up recently from a machinery dealer nearby called Marwell Machinery, actually. And it is, this is his first outing. We're picking up big square bales of silage today. And we've got Barry out there in the 1050. He is flying along with the baler on the back, to be honest. Doesn't look like much is going to stop him. So yeah, we're going to get this field done. There's a lot of bales coming off here, a lot more than I ever anticipated, if I'm honest. But that's not the worst thing in the world. We're going to try and get these all cleared up. And we've actually we've borrowed like an inline stacker for the day to see how it works. So I am not only carting these, but I am also the wrapper man as well back at the yard. So a little bit busy, but that's not the worst thing. I'm going to keep myself going. Trying just to get these headlands cleared so that Barry doesn't have to weave himself around any of these bales. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So as you can see, he's making some good progress through here, which is great because I want him to finish up here, and then we're going to go and put the drill on the back actually and get some cover crop in the ground. Got a few fields out looking a little bit bare. It's getting into the warm months of the year now, and if I can, I'd like to get those kind of all covered up there and get some good nitrogen going back into the soil and stop any kind of soil erosion. Get some good soil cover in there. So that's what he's going to be doing for now, though. Myself, I'm going to just try and get this all done. This is a really smart bale wrapper, actually. Oh, we're going to crash into the tree. Handled on the 6250 very well, without any kind of real problems there at all, so that's very, very convenient. And pulls it well. As you can see, though, I have left the rake in the corner of the field here. We have got that tiny little paddock in the end that ideally needs some treatment, but we'll get onto that one once we get this all done. We need to just take that back with that. There we go. And yeah, we'll like I say, that's another job which we need to get into pretty quickly. Now I'm going to leave these here. I just need to go and grab those few from the headland at the bottom there. It's always a pain when you're on the baler that you just miss things too much, so that's what we're going to try and get around. There is a spot over there that I didn't mow. A little issue with the baler in there. It's a bit tough, so we had to leave that bit. But other than that, given that there was not a single ounce of fertilizer put onto here, this is not coming off too badly at all, actually. It's a good indication of what else could be to come. We've got a lot of ground here to cover, so a lot of grassland around the farm that we need to get pulled in as well. So we will be looking to do that as soon as possible. This was just a bit of a test run, really. So you can see we have, since we mowed this field, we have sharpened up the blades again on the mower. You can see there's a few areas where it's just a little bit too tough for my liking. Okay, so we'll probably fold that. What we're going to do is just pull this all up. And now the fun bit. Now we're going to go and have a look at the stacker, which is quite the toy, let me tell you. There's Barry finishes up over there. But what the biggest issue we have is that it is a real pain to get out of here. It's too tight to make it in a loop straight round there to the right, so we have to kind of come out into the road and then do a little bit of a 3-point turn, really. Just pull back a bit there. Good that way, all good that way. Ooh, we're not all good this way at all. Just get on our side of the road where we belong. There we go. You're welcome. So how are you doing anyway? Hope everything is going very well, whatever you're getting up to there. We are making some good inroads with the silage here, I must say. It's a slow process because we are wrapping it ourselves, but yeah, you know, it's because we have all the equipment anyway. It's probably just the easiest option for us right now. And you know, you've got to utilize what you have and try and keep your output to a minimum. So that's exactly what we've done so far. So yeah, and this isn't really just a trial to see how this field goes. Obviously, if it all goes very well, then we will look into bring some hired help in just to help, you know, drive the chaser or something like that. I am very intrigued by this inline wrapper. It's an idea that we might continue to use. We are stacking them in the pits as it is right now, so it kind of keeps us going. We don't, you know, we're not using the silage pit for anything else there, so why the heck not? So it's probably going to sit around the corner. It is loader fed. We've got the Manitou over here. And what I'm going to do is just tip out these bales. We'll probably go and zip down and get another load very quickly. Then we'll come back and have a good look into how this is all going to work. I just want to get that field cleared as quickly as possible. It's another beautiful sunny day here on Oakfield. Really, really is. So, let's get this all folded out there. So as it's lifting itself up here, let's have a look at what it's doing. It's on the hydraulics. This ram here is actually really interesting. It's just a pusher ram, and you'll see sooner rather than later it just detaches. Rather nice little touch there. And it's going to stop there. And as you can see, it is a big old unit. 16 bales of grass on there, which is a heavy, heavy load actually. It really is. Like I say, you probably want to front weight on the end of any smaller tractors to kind of keep it down, but this is just about managing. If I was going any longer distance on the road, I probably would have it on myself just for a little bit more stability. Back in we go. You unleash the clamps there, and then quite simply we pull forward. And then back down with the spool valves. So as you can see, we already have one line of bales there tucked up out of the way. We're going to come back and have a look at the second one in just a second or two. Up goes the clamp and away we go. So back on down to the field there. We're going to get one more done and then we'll come back up to the clamp there and see what trouble we can get ourselves into. See, just like that, we can get this done pretty quickly, really. We're going to fold up the arm again. That fend just looks fantastic on the Massey there. It really does. Doesn't have a single trouble with it in the world. It's brilliant to watch going. And then away we go again. So we're going to head back onto the yard. This time we're going to just park up. We'll get that first load put into the wrapper so you can kind of see what's going on there. See how it's all going to come together. Up a little bit, got distracted there. Been trying to fly my drone at the same time as talk to you guys and drive in the field is not advisable, let me tell you. Yeah, it'll be good this time. That being said, there is a rather large cement truck on its way, so we can't swing in too soon. There we So yeah, like I say, we're going to do quite well off this field here. The yields are much better than I thought it was when I was knocking that down, I have to say. I was a bit worried when Barry was kind of finishing off getting over to actually towards where he is now in the fent there. It's looked awful lot thinner than it is, but I think we're doing okay on that front now. What we will do is push through this field. We have a few more to do on the back of the far side of the barns there as well. We need to think about doing. We've got some grassland that just hasn't taken off yet either. It was drilled about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and the weather's just been very dry. We need a bit of rain really just to kick it in. It still hasn't come through, so we're kind of relying on that to grow a little bit as well. We might get a crop off there like late summer, but at the moment it's looking a little bit barren. But yeah, we'll see what we do. We are ready to bring some cattle back in here. It's been a while, so we're gonna get the cattle sorted out here as well. We're changing through the stock at the moment, changing the bloodline up, so there's not a lot of animals here right now. But it's something that we're trying to address. Okay, so I'm probably just need to straighten up. But one thing you have to be careful of with this, it doesn't have the best turning circle in the world, so you can get yourself into a few little jams if you're not careful. Primarily because you've got the it is PTO driven, so you do have to think about what the PTO is doing at any time. Put that down there. I'm going to lift that up. I'm going to leave them clamped in there for now. We're not going to let them out yet. Just to keep them that bit safer. And then let's go and have a look at the inline wrapper whilst it's here. It's got a tiny little, I think it's like 4 or 5 horsepower Honda engine on the back of it. Something you'd probably see more familiarly with strapped onto your lawnmower or something. But what we're going to do where it is just start it there. It's automatically driven, so we can control it from the cab. But what we're going to do is just jump straight into the Mantu here, and we'll get this away. So this is when we're dealing with this though. What we do notice is that this stack is a little tall, so the aim is to try and just bring that down. A little bit safer there, really. Hindsight, maybe shouldn't have parked the tractor there, but oh well, that's where it is now. We'll just be super careful. Pick the top one up there, like so. So this is what I'm saying. We probably need to get someone else other than Barry and myself to come in here, because we're just not going to get this all done on our own. Not in a speedy, timely manner. And we drop like there, pull away. And then it goes. So what we'll do is we'll set a few of these away, then we'll have a look at kind of see what it's doing there. Oh, not quite. There we go. Whoop. In the corner. So the aim is if we can get this pit kind of full. I'm not sure how we'll do the ones on the top. Might not be able to, but at least cover the whole bottom area. Of the pit. Like I say, we're not putting pit silage in just yet this year, so it'll work out alright for us on that regard. And yeah, we'll more of an experiment to see how they work for us, see if it's going to be something that we can look into moving forward or not, because you never know. It's always worth a try, right? Let's say. Perfect. Round we go there as well. So, as you can see, the orbital wrapper here, it will push the bale through as it wraps around and then leaves the bale that you should put in about half done. So as you can see, you get one nice long looking tube of silage here really. And then as you come to need it, you just kind of strip off each bale, which is a good way to go about it really. I think a good approach. So we'll just take that. That's lovely. Let's get that stabbed a bit better, I think. Square that one up a bit more. We want it to go nice and square. Lovely stuff. Okay, so we're going to keep flying along with this for a little while there. What we'll likely do as well is when we get this all done, and we'll come back, we'll have a look and see how Barry's going to get cracking on with his drilling, just to go and see what the state of affairs is over there. And yeah, we'll just make sure everything's looking good on that front, but we've got lots of grass to get cracking with for now, and then we'll come back to you and give you a bit of an update, so we'll see you in a little bit. Alright folks, welcome back along. We have left Barry to do his thing in the Man 2. You want a bit of a play with the Rapper, and I thought I'd let him go. So which means that we've jumped back into the 722, and we're going to go and desiccate some wheat of ours actually. The weather's kind of taken a nice milder turn. There's no wind at all now, which means it's perfect to jump out into the sprayer and get that last little bit done. By spraying this off now, it probably means, if the weather's kind, about 7 days until it's ready to rock and roll. Maybe if it's a little bit longer, might be about 10 days before we can get the combine into there, but still not that far away at all, which is great news. And then once that's done, we'll get the straw baled up, and we're looking in a fantastic place. The bale chaser that we have as well now is going to be worked overtime this summer, because we're going to be selling off a significant portion of all the straw. So that's going to be good, and we'll see how that comes along. This field's not too bad actually. There's always good soil up here. We're just going to get ourselves in. We've put the row crops onto the sprayer now as well, so we don't quite damage as much of the crop there. Just wait for this to continue to fall out. It's a lovely looking colour. One of my favourite fields to work in, because you can really see over the hillside here. It's great. And away we go. So what this is going to be doing is it's going to kill off all of the green trash in the bottom of the crop there. It's going to kill off any of the green stalks as well. And it's going to allow us to kind of dry out the crop a little bit, make it a bit easier to feed through the combine there and get that overall moisture down. As well as killing off all the trash in the bottom. We don't really want that there. It makes for a poorer quality straw. As I mentioned, it kind of just bungs everything up as it goes through the combine. So we're gonna find a way to not have that happen. That's always better by me. Now once we go along here, we're also going to put in my beeline, which should be good. Excellent stuff. But yeah, it's been a good day so far. We've been very productive there. Got that field build up, which is nice. It's going to really set us off. We now need to think about what we're going to do for the other fields there. We have another pit. We might put some in the pit silage because we don't have any maize this year round. So we could fill that pit up there. But yeah, I do want to make a few more square bales as well. Always nice to have square bale silage around the farm, I find. And then after that, yeah, we are good to go. So we'll see how we can continue. But yeah, good start to the summer so far. Do let me know what you're getting up to as well down below. I'd love to hear. I'm very interested to see how your season's starting out, wherever you may be. If you are anywhere near the area, then hey, if you're driving past, always give me a beep and a wave. We'll see what we can do. We'll make sure we say hello. Excellent stuff. But for now, what I think we'll do is we're going to just keep cracking along here. We're making some lovely progress actually. I want to keep this up and maintain the speed. And we'll see where that ends up. Like I say, after we get this done today, we've got the oilseed rape's going to be the first crop ready to go. That's kind of very close actually, for another couple of days. So we need to make as much of this hay and silage as we can before our attention has to turn to combining. Cattle wise, next few days we're going to get the first of the new herd arriving, which is going to be fantastic news. Really, really will be. And so we need to be prepared for that as well. So it's getting super busy here on OAKFIELD Farm, which is a great thing. So I'm glad to be able to bring you along for a ride, let you share in the experiences as we get going. If you have any comments, questions or feedback, do drop them down below and we'll be sure to answer them as always, as quickly as we can. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next one. So until then, have yourself a great rest of your day, enjoy what you're doing, and we'll see you later.